This is question number 472. Dear Misty, I've had a lot of problems with my sexuality, and due to that and the turmoil within my family, I have been put to my grandparents for custody. And now I feel very angry and spiteful to my entire family and everyone around me. What do I do? And this question was asked by izaacisfierce. So, Isaac, I think that you need to stay being fierce. And I think you need to realize that sometimes shit happens. And sometimes things happen for a reason. And they might not make sense. Completely off topic, but for example, back when I was waiting tables, I was fired from a Chili's because I was gay. And I'd never been fired from a job before, but I was, a little too feminine, and my laugh was really loud and whatever. And I was fired from Chili's, which I didn't realize I wasn't happy there until I was gone. And as soon as I left there, I went and applied at Cheesecake Factory, which I love, still love, although I haven't worked there in many years. But I was a trainer there for 5 years. Like, I love them. And I never would have left Chili's to go there. Now, I'm saying that I was really mad and I cried like a whole 2 days. Like, I couldn't believe I was fired and people didn't like me or whatever. But then I realized that, wow, I'm really glad because I was really happy at Cheesecake. Now, if your parents could not deal with your sexuality, the chances of your grandparents opening the door to you is because they can accept it. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that maybe you're in a better place being with your grandparents. Now, I personally love my parents. I love my whole family. But I have go through phases where I'm really, really pissed at them. Because for the most part, I've been disowned by my family. My stepdad refuses to talk to me. I wrote him a couple letters and he refuses to reply. The only time I ever speak to him is if I'm face to face, he's polite and I'm polite. But that's it. If I call for my mom, he passes the phone immediately or refuses to answer. And not only that, but my mom, I can tell when she's in the room with him because her total tone and the way she speaks to me is completely changed for him. Because she has sided with him on our differences. And that hurts. Because I'm her son. I'm her firstborn. I'm her oldest. Out of all 7 kids, I'm the closest to her. And yet, she's pushed me the farthest away. So, I can relate to the fact that I am pretty angry too. I didn't talk to my family at all for 10 years. Now, little by little, it goes through spurts where my mom will reach out and send a text message or just thinking of you. My nickname's Puggy, but when I was little I had a little pug nose. But anyways, just thinking of you, Puggy, blah, blah, blah. And I know that it means a lot on her end, and I love her for it. Sometimes I don't feel it's enough. Oh, I'm really torn on my answer to give you. Because I honestly do believe that things happen for a reason. And I'm thankful that I'm in Florida and they're in Alaska. I'm thankful that I'm in a beautiful place in my own mind and my own heart. And I'm thankful that they're not on top of me, judging me, and telling me how to live my life. They're on the complete other side of the United States of America. Fort Lauderdale and Alaska could not get much farther unless I moved to Miami and they moved to, like, Fairbanks. It's like, we're in the opposite extreme. Now, in your situation, it hurts. There's nothing that is going to dull the pain for you. Obviously, if you're being put from the picture on your form spring, it looks like you're older, but obviously you're still younger if you're being put into the custody of someone else. So I think that is what's going to hurt the very, very most. Because when we're younger and we need to be in the custody of someone else, that's when the world is the most sensitive. We worry about what the other kids at school think. We worry about whether people will like us at school. We worry about people making fun of our shoes because they weren't store-bought, they were thrift store-bought. Or they make fun of us because whatever. People are going to make fun of you for always. But what we rely on is the support of our family. Now, that's where the gay kid has it completely different, because people that are nerdy and fat or freckled or whatever, they can always go home, or even black or a minority, they can go home and say, Mom, they made fun of me because I'm Indian, or they made fun of me because I'm too skinny, or I'm nerdy, or freckled. And your parents can always say, oh, I was freckled when I was younger too. And that's the one thing that most gay kids don't have, is gay parents. It's weird. Gay parents make straight kids, and straight parents make gay kids. I don't know how to explain it. Very, very, very rarely does a gay parent have a gay child. So, it's not, basically what I want to tell you is, it's not your fault. It's not. And if I'm going to get religious, I'm going to tell you that God does not give us something we can't handle. So I have to believe that you, somewhere inside of you, have a warrior, a strong man that can rise up to the battle and the obstacles that have been thrust upon you and be the superhero. I can imagine that you're going to be an amazing father one day, and you're going to be an amazing boyfriend. But you do have to get past this obstacle. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, and I think it's going to make you an amazingly strong and beautiful person. And I often think, and I say that because I think that me personally, having such obstacles from my family has made me that much more loving to other people. Because I truly know what it feels like to be shunned by people we care about. And that is a pain that cuts deeper than any knife or any sword. And my heart goes out to you, because I can relate on many levels. But I want you to embrace your grandparents. Even if, I don't know the situation, but even if your grandparents love you at a distance, they still love you. And I want you to do something special for them. I want you to let them know that you truly appreciate them, and thank them for not putting you out on the street, for not letting you be in a shelter somewhere, for not putting you in a orphanage or a halfway house for children or unloved children. Because even though you might not feel loved, you are loved. Otherwise you would be out on the street. And some people have a really weird way of showing that they love you. But I truly believe that your grandparents love you. And in their own weird way, I also believe that your parents love you. And I think that in time, it might take a couple of years, it might take a decade, but in time, it took my family 10 years, but in time, I think that they're going to start coming around. Because the bottom line is, blood is thicker than water. And I think that my family started to realize that, you know what, it's not a phase. And it's not something that, if they pray hard enough, I'm going to be Christian. Or if they, give me tough love, it's just going to go away. It's not one of those situations. I fought it for as long as I could. I fought it until I cried blood, I felt like. Praying at the altar, please deliver me. Please, take it away from me. I don't want this. I even tried to get married 3 different times. Forcing myself to be straight. And this is a really tough question for me. Maybe because I'm too attached to the situation. But again, I want you to look in the mirror. And I want you to identify somewhere inside of you that strong warrior, that brave soul that has survived this far. Because you're still here. And I want you to know that there are people out there that love you. And there are people out there that will support you. And there are people right now in their own way that do support you, i.e. your grandparents. I kind of feel like I want to say it gets better. Because it does. You're going to grow up and you're going to leave the house. And once you do, everything's going to be completely different. You can go to bed when you want. You can pay your bills when you want. You can call whoever you want on the phone. You can eat what you want for dinner. It's no longer living in someone else's house under someone else's rules. And everything's going to change for you when that happens. And you're going to find your own support team and your own family. Come to Fort Lauderdale and be a part of my family. I mean, that's a part of gay people is gay people for centuries have created their own cell block of family and close-knit friends. And that's what you're going to end up doing. But again, I do think that your real family will come around and they will open the doors and hearts to you again. But in this time of pain, I just want you to know that you're not alone. You are not alone. Because I was there with you. And I have been there before you. As many other gay people. You know, I know a lot of people that were kicked out of their house and lived on the streets at 13 years old. Thank God that didn't happen to you. You know, you're very pissed right now. And you're very upset right now. But again, you're not alone. It does get better. And I just want you to be strong. Because there is light at the end of the tunnel, I promise. Anyways, that was Ask Misty. Loving you is easy. Bye.